Namaskaram both of you, blue and red.
Thank you.
Namaskaram. And you guys are looking like a dangerous election campaign, red and blue. Blue and red rather. You shouldn't be together this time, at least for another next 20 days.
That's why we're out in the desert. Stay away from the masses.
Please tell me.
So thank you so much. I want to start off by asking you a question. After reading in engineering, a yogi's guide to joy, you mentioned that…
Has it worked? Are you a little more joyful?
For sure. For sure.
It's dramatically changed my life. Like the morning practice and just cultivating that morning practice in the morning has exponentially elevated my frequency. Therefore, everything that I have touched from that place has felt like it's been like the Midas touch. And it is cultivated over a period of time and devotion and so…
No, Midas did only magic. This is mysticism, this is real. This is not stage managed.
Yeah.
See, in the open desert also it works.
Do you believe that magic is not real?
When you use the word magic, usually it's on stage, set up. But life is a different kind of magic, it's mystical. So this doesn't need a stage. The very cosmos is a stage, it's happening in various ways.
So in the book you mentioned that the word spirituality or spiritualism has been corrupted. I'm curious, from your perspective, what is true spirituality?
Well, let me give a very technical kind of answer to this, because if you say anything more poetic, people will distort it again. So this is one reason why, though it is natural for me to express myself in poetry in beautiful ways, which I did at one time. But when I saw that if I want to reach the world in a big way, I have to make it very technical, take off all the aesthetic, take off all the beauty, which I still do in closed programs and in closed events. But the larger world, we presented this as in engineering, because you can't distort engineering, it either works or it doesn't work, making it that simple. Okay? Poetry, art, beautiful, but will everybody get it is a big issue, okay? So having said that, a technical, absolutely technical definition of spiritual process would be this. There is a physiological process which you call as the body. There is a psychological process of thought and emotion going on. If you transcend these two, if somehow your experience of life transcends these two, that an experience which is not body-based, an experience which is not of the psychological structure, if this happens, then you are spiritual, because something beyond body and mind has happened. Why is it important that something beyond body and mind should happen is because both your body and mind are accumulations that you gathered, and you're mistaking it for a cosmos. What you created is not the creation per se. So there is a creation, there is a force called creation, which is not that creation happened at some time. It's happening in a tremendous way every moment of our life. But only few people are conscious of it. Rest are busy with their physiological and psychological processes. Their entire life is dedicated to manage their body and their mind. When I come to America, particularly California, I'm amazed after living here, affluent lives, still the most fascinating thing for most people is food. It's I'm sorry. Still food is the most interesting and fascinating thing, and even among whatever we speak and do, we made a book called Taste of Isha. That's the highest selling damn book. This is the human tragedy. okay. I can understand a man who is living in the desert, who's hungry, who's not eaten anything other than lizard meat. Uh, that man is fascinated about food. But people who have lived in affluent societies, who are exposed to everything, they've tasted too many things, they shouldn't have tasted that many. Every possible animal they killed, every possible plant they cut and ate, but still they're overly fascinated about food. And next is their emotions. People think talking about love is something superior and spiritual. Nothing, it's just human emotion. I'm saying, why are you struggling with something so simple that your dog is capable of? If your dog is capable of it, you're capable of it for sure, isn't it? Right now, human beings are getting inspired by the dogs. No, dogs should be inspired by you because you're more evolved, I believe. Hello? So spiritual process means something beyond body and mind became a living thing in your life, it became a living experience. I'm sorry if I've… too abrasive.
No.
I'm curious actually, your perception on water fasting or fasting and taking prolonged
See,
periods
she went
of
to
time.
food directly. Okay, fasting, not food, good.
It's the opposite of food. It's time away from food and the benefits, if you believe there are any benefits from allowing ourselves to take a reset and to renegotiate our relationship with food.
See, this happened in Los Angeles. A cardiac surgeon drove his… he was little fascinated with this Ford Mustang. That was his car, and he was little excited about it, and one day it started coughing a little bit. So he took it to the local mechanic and said, some problem, please fix it. He said, yeah, doc, come tomorrow morning, it'll be ready. The doctor, before going to work tomorrow morning, he went there, but it was not ready. So he said, okay, come in the evening, it'll be ready. He came in the evening, it was not ready. He said, what's the matter? You said morning, I came. You said evening, I came, what is the issue? And the mechanic was in that kind of mood, he said, see, you're a heart surgeon, you also fix engines, I also fix engines. How come you're paid 10 times more than me? So the doctor looked at him and said, try to fix the engine when it's running, let me see. So human life and human body needs to be fixed when it's running, otherwise it's meaningless. All right, you're going to postmortem what's the point of that? We need to fix this body when it's running. If you want to fix this body when it's running, you must understand, because we're talking about something related to digestive process, these are the stages of this: ingestion, putting something inside; digestion, assimilation, excretion. These are 4 dimensions of food and the whole process. Ingestion, digestion, assimilation, excretion. Ingestion is happening in today's world just about any time, wherever they are, sitting, standing, any time of the day or night, people just eat because there's so much food. It was not like this ever in the history of humanity. But unfortunately, fortunately there is a lot of food, unfortunately people don't know when to eat, when not to eat. As there are cycles in time, see, we know time only by cycles. If the planet spins one like this, one spin, we say it's a day. Otherwise you wouldn't know. If the moon goes around, we say 1 month. If we go around the sun, then we say 1 year. So our idea of time is essentially cycles. Our birth and death is also a question of cycles. Only because our mothers' bodies were in sync with the cycles of the moon, we are even born, otherwise we wouldn't be born. So our whole physical existence is cyclical. The entire spiritual process, we could go into that if you wish,